Olá, hoje trago uma conversa que gravei com o humorista britânico Andrew Rowe no Worten Mock Fest a 30 de agosto de 2025. O Adam é natural de Liverpool, começou a fazer stand-up em 2010, com apenas 18 anos, é visto como um dos up-and-coming comedians no Reino Unido, já abriu espetáculos para Bill Burr, Gillis, Andrew Schulz. Em Portugal atuou pela primeira vez o ano passado, no Mock Fest, para uma sala muito pequena, comparando com os teatros e arenas que já enche em Inglaterra. Nós conversámos sobre o amigo Daniel Sloss, o sucesso do seu podcast Evitou e a importância das redes sociais no início de carreira. Não percam, porque tentei convencê-lo a escolher uma equipa de futebol portuguesa para ele apoiar, já que quando gravámos era dia de Sporting Porto para o campeonato.
Humor à primeira vista. Com Gustavo Carvalho.
Este podcast tem o patrocínio de Vodafone Business. Saiba como a rede 5G pode tornar a sua empresa mais segura, eficiente e flexível. O futuro do seu negócio está em boas mãos. Vodafone Business.
Adam, thank you so much for being here with me. You obviously are here in Portugal for the first time performing at the Worten Mock Fest. Why did you accept this invite to perform here? Because in England, mostly you sell out big arenas and theaters. Why did you came here to perform for 40 people, maybe?
The money. I knew very little about the festival before I came here, to be honest with you. And Lisbon's just a city I've always wanted to come to. So, you know, that's one of the great things about our job is you can often go and see a city that you have never been to before and sort of work while you're there. So Lisbon's been amazing. Such a great city. So much good food, so much good wine, good beer, cocktails. I brought my girlfriend with me and we've had a great time.
Do you think it's like a challenge that you faced in the beginning of your career, where you would perform to maybe comedy clubs of people that didn't know you? Here in Portugal, maybe you get that feeling again. Maybe the majority of people don't know your work, and you will be performing in a room and you have to convince them that you are a big comedian, as you are in England, right?
I understand what you mean, but also from my perspective, it means I can do really old jokes. It means I can do jokes from 2 or 3 specials ago that I know, you know, are good at winning people over. It'll be a fun show to do. Going into like a new market or a new territory or whatever word you want to use, it's always like starting again. Yeah. But that's when it was the most exciting as well. So it'll be fun.
So let's say that was also one of the reasons you came, not only money. But I saw that recently you had an Instagram post where you celebrated 15 years of comedy. Also saw another post of you with Bill Burr, because you not only one time, you have already opened 2 times for Bill Burr.
That was the fifth
time. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I got my numbers wrong. Sorry.
When. Bill Burr came to the UK 5 or 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And he taped a special in London. So on that short tour that he did, I did 4 shows with him then. And then, recently I was asked to do it again, and that was cool, yeah.
How did that happen, the first invite?
The first invite, so my promoters in the UK are also his promoters in the UK, and they tend to recommend, you know, a few of their clients when a big American guy is coming over, if they're not bringing their own support. And I was one of the people recommended. I was the one that those guys chose for that first lot of shows. And then, you know, I must have done a good job, because this was his first time back since, and they asked me to do it again. And it was great.
And obviously it's a big achievement for a comedian to open for such a big name in the comedy world, known everywhere. But what exactly do you gain besides that accomplishment? What exactly did you gain from that experience of opening, of getting in contact with Bill Burr?
Well, I mean, whenever you open for a comic, whether they're bigger than you or the same size or even a comic who's, there's comics who've been over from the US who are selling, less tickets than I am. I'll still go and open for these guys if I like their work. First of all, you get to hang out with another comic and meet another, and, Bill Burr is a hero of mine, so that was cool. So you get that as well as the achievement, but, it's a very long career if you play it right, and every opportunity that you can take to be put in front of a new audience is massive. And the best way to get people to come, we live in a era of, everything is Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, and it's all put clips out. And that is a very, very, very effective way to build an audience, because so many people can see the clip. You put it out, 2 million people can see it. But the best way to get people to come back to see you is them seeing you live. And whether that's at your show or at a comedy club or 40 people in a cupboard in Lisbon or opening for a huge American comic, if you do a good job, you can get some new fans, And certainly in the UK, on the last tour I did, there's people who've said, oh, the first time I ever seen you was opening for Bill Burr. I've come to see you 4 or 5 times now. And it's an opportunity. Every gig, every show is an audition to get people to keep coming to see you.
So basically, we are in an area in comedy where we have Instagram, TikTok, as you said, but still the best technology to improve make your audience bigger is word to mouth, right? People telling other people, I like that guy.
Yeah, that's very effective, but it's essentially a mathematical equation. Like, if you have a video on Instagram that gets seen 1 million times, then first of all, half of them don't like it. Half of them skip right past it. And then you've got 500,000, and maybe, a fifth of them love it, and a fifth of them kind of like it, and a fifth of them are like, and a fifth of them don't really like it, and then the other fifth, there might be, a finite, it really boils down to a really small number of people who see the clip that will then come and see you live. Yeah. But if you perform you open for a big American or anyone in front of 3,000 people, that is 3,000 people who are not sat on their phone. That's 3,000 people who actively go out and watch live entertainment. And that's who you want to be,
It's not passive attention, like in social media.
It's very active attention. So, in my opinion, it takes a long time to build an audience live because you can only do so many shows. And the internet has definitely helped my career, and it opens you up to a mass audience all over the world. But yeah, I think the building live is something that is being overlooked as a really good way to do it. And I'll always take opportunities to open for any comic that I like.
You have a very famous podcast, Have a Word. You will be performing in later this year in December, the biggest live event of the podcast in Liverpool, right? Yeah. In an arena in Liverpool. We were talking about social media and these clips. The podcasts are very famous in the comedy era that we are living. Do you think sometimes comedians can get too caught up on that thing you were saying, like, oh, this clip has 3 million views, but maybe only 5% of people who saw the clip actually go and see you live? That's your ultimate goal? Or is it like, I see in Portugal we have the same, basically the same format right now. A comedian starts and doing comedy and starts having a podcast and starts posting clips, maybe gets a little attention on social media, then goes to bigger theaters, and that's it. And basically, maybe if you play it right, you get a long career. Maybe we are in a era of comedy that's the only way to do it?
It's not the only way to do it. I just think anyone starting comedy now has to use every avenue available to them. There are so many comedians, so many. There are so many podcasts. There are so many clips. And you have to do everything you can to, A, be doing as much as everyone else, and B, to stand out against that. I think, you know, our podcast, Have a Word, the reason it has got to the size it has is, first of all, the team we have is absolutely unbelievable. It's not just the people who host the show, it's everything in the background. So much work goes into making it great. It's not just, people think it's just, you know, four guys in a room talking. It's just not. Our Patreon membership is huge because we give them so much extra stuff. And like you were saying before, word of mouth, people saying this is great, I like it. That's certainly very effective for podcasts. It's long form entertainment, so podcasts are very effective at, you know, creating real fans because they're listening to us for 4 hours a week. It's not a 60-second stand-up clip. It's 4 hours. When did you last speak to anybody in your life for 4 hours? I don't speak to my girlfriend for 4 hours. I've been here with her for like 3 days. I think if you added up every second we've spoke, it's not 4 hours.
For some reason, people are listening to podcasts that long, yeah.
Totally. It's the era we're in, and, you know, I've been lucky with it. But, yeah.
I actually got to see you live in London in the Top Secret Comedy Club. I believe you performed there a couple of times when you are in London. And you were saying Bill Burr is a big influence to your stand-up. Would you say that?
Sure, yeah.
And I think I noticed some of maybe some angry bits you have. Would you describe your stand-up style?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I imagine if you see me at Top Secret, I was doing maybe 10 or 15 minutes or something like this. So if I'm doing 2 angry bits that night, it's going to be like, all this guy does is angry stuff. You can't do that for an hour. Bill Burr can, but
he's actually kind of he talked about that on a podcast, saying he doesn't want to be the voice of the representation of the angry guy for people that are angry.
I bet you he doesn't. Every comic is striving to be original and do everything in their own voice, but, you know, if you watch a lot of stand-up, you are going to be influenced by other people. I mean, I can understand, you know, because Bill Burr has got quite a few in his back catalogue angry routines. It's very easy now if someone else is angry to see it and go, oh, that's similar to Bill Burr. But, you know, I'll be angry if the bit needs it. If the bit is about me being angry with someone, you know. But then there's other comics that have influenced sort of my style as well. There's British comics like Kevin Bridges and Jason Manford. They were really influential early on for me. And the Irish comic Dylan Moran and Tommy Tiernan, I really love their cadence. And they're both very different cadence. But yeah, you've got to find a way to be inspired by people without sort of taking their thing.
Will this performance today here in Portugal be like a test to see if you can come back again to a bigger theatre with a solo show?
I think so, yeah. So I did a European tour maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and we didn't come to Portugal. We did Finland, Sweden, Copenhagen, in Denmark, I suppose, Paris in France, Haarlem near Amsterdam. But we didn't do Portugal. But I'd love to start doing more of Europe, you know. As much as, you know, you get influenced by a million comics, if you offered me sort of any comic's career path, I think the one I would say I'd most love to sort of emulate is Daniel Sloss, who's also performing here today. He just, you know, from really early on, he sort of shunned a lot of the UK TV comedy industry and just went off and did his own thing and really built it. Humongous live audience all over the world, including right across Europe, and that's why, you know, he's selling out the big room here today for a work in progress show.
Yeah, and it's already his 4th time actually in Portugal. So have you performed with the Daniel Sloss?
Yeah, Daniel's a friend of mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you will be seeing his show today?
Maybe. I think he's on. So the guys promoting the festival have asked me to do a meet and greet before the show, which is, in my opinion, the wrong way around. Because if you meet people and then you give them a bad show, that's awful. But yeah, I've agreed to do it. So I think I'll be doing that when his show's on. So maybe I won't catch it, but maybe I'll see him afterwards for a beer.
You were talking about Liverpool. You are a fan of Liverpool football club, right?
Absolutely.
Today is actually a big game in Portuguese football. FC Porto, it's actually the team I support, and Sporting. So maybe a few people will actually be looking to their phones during Daniel Sloss show to see, because the game will be like in the last 15 minutes when it probably starts. Do you have a favorite team here in Portugal?
No, not really. I mean, I love European football generally. For me, like, European football it's all about heritage and history, and I do think, I don't want to annoy any sporting fans here, but I do think the two biggest clubs in Portugal in my mind are Benfica and Porto. Just the European history of Benfica, and then obviously Porto as well.
I actually think I have been to Liverpool last year, maybe. Liverpool is like a renegade town, right? So I think that is very similar to the way Porto fans see their club.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm a Porto fan.
It's like, screw the capital the London teams and Manchester teams. Like, they are the pretty boys. We are here in the north of Portugal. We are the best team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well then I'm a Porto fan. You've won me over.
There you have it. Adam, thank you so much for doing this, and I hope you have a great show.
Thank you.
O Adam está no Instagram em Adam Rowe Comedian, o Humor à Primeira Vista em humoraprimeira-vista.podcast. As fotografias do episódio são da Matilde Fieschi, a fotografia de capa é de José Fernandes, com design de Tiago Pereira Santos. Um agradecimento especial ao Tiago Filipe pela voz do genérico e ao Rui Mirama pela ajuda. A coordenação é de Joana Beleza e a direção de João Vieira Pereira. Eu sou Gustavo Carvalho, estou no Instagram, Twitter e TikTok em Gustavo Rito Carvalho. Quinzenalmente, à sexta-feira, escrevo sobre o que se anda a passar no mundo da comédia na newsletter Humor à Primeira Vista. O podcast volta na próxima terça-feira. Siga-nos nas apps de podcast e nas redes sociais do Expresso. Se tiver sugestões ou ideias que queira partilhar com a equipa de podcasts, envie um e-mail para podcasts@empresa.pt.